Okay, so as you guys saw last time we were out here, we cleared away these mammoth peas that we had. They seem to be infected with aphids, and there were ants everywhere. Since then we have taken those out, the peas out. We use neem oil on the squash, and leeks and beets, and everything else in this bed, I think, up until the eggplant. I was looking at the tomatoes earlier and was not noticing any bugs on them yet, so it's probably good to do a preventative spray every once in a while. But I was just weeding in what we call long bed, and I got to the corn, and I noticed that there's just a bunch of ants on our corn, and I don't know if this is okay. I'm kind of worried about the ants over here now, after we had ants with the aphids. Ants and aphids are in good relationship with each other. The ants eat basically what's left over after the aphid, and so it kind of leaves them a sweet little trail to follow. And so it's sad to see all these ants in here. They're even getting in on the squash, because that probably means that there's some aphids in here. So we're gonna have to do some neem oil out here probably tomorrow, because I'm feeling pretty tired today, and Kyle is still at work. But we are definitely growing ears of corn here. The silks are starting to develop, but I'm really worried about the ant situation, just because I don't want anything to ruin our corn. Good morning. So today is Wednesday, and it's about 8 a.m. right now. These little tomatoes that we transplanted are already growing their flowers. Even the one on the end that doesn't look like he's doing very well. There's an airplane going overhead. Alright everyone, it's Sunday, June 12th, and I'm just going to do a little garden walkthrough update. Here we have watermelon starting to grow. We have a rogue carrot. We have eggplant here and our carrot canopy. A few things didn't seed correctly, but that's okay. Over here we have our tomatoes all strung up. It's probably actually time to clip a few of these in different spots. For our tomatoes and cucumbers, we are doing the lower and lean technique. And then in here we have more watermelon growing. I just did some weeding in here, as well as tried to rearrange all these tendrils as they're starting to get pretty big, but so we're not going to be able to walk through here for much longer. Next we have our pepper plants. A few of them did not make it, but that's okay. Just means extra space for the rest of our plant friends. Then under here, this is my next big task to do, is pruning the cucumbers. Here on this trellis we have pickling cucumbers, and as you can see, they're starting to grow. Their sucker's pretty long, and starting to reach out and kind of grab the carrots and stuff. So I come out here about once a day and just make sure that they're not like gripping too tight on the onions or the carrots that are next to them. But that is definitely the next big thing that I need to do. I should probably just do that tomorrow, is just come out here and clip all the cucumbers and all the tomatoes. So here's a better shot of these cucumber plants, and as you can tell, it's just, I've just let it go rogue up until this point, but it's definitely time to do some pruning. Well overdue. It's starting to grow into our onions here. On these trellises, we were doing the lower and lean technique as well. These have already started wrapping around the other side, and so we need to clip some of these bottom leaves to make room and aerate the plant. Over here we have more pepper plants. These all are doing really well. All the pepper plants also need to be topped. That's where you take off the main growing point, and trust me, I know it sounds scary, but it will increase the longevity and eventual harvest yields that you get from each pepper plant. So it's definitely worth it. But here we're in the beets, and I'm just going to show you some of them are getting quite big, and some of them are still a little small. It's all just depending, but we have some pretty good ones growing we're excited about. These we will probably be able to harvest here in the next couple of weeks. Next we have this monstrosity, the potato patch. It's getting a little crazy in here, but that's okay. This grass is just ridiculous. But yeah, our potatoes are doing really well. We covered them with mulch a couple of weeks ago, so hopefully they are doing well and doing better. It rained today, so everything kind of looks a little limp. And then we have our corn and squash. And I want to show you guys. Kyle and I noticed this the other day, and we are curious as to what's going on here. We see that there's silks starting to form and what appears to be little corn kernels, but it's at the very top of this plant, and so I don't know, has anybody encountered this type of extra growth before? Our corns are looking so wonderful. Look at them all. Look at these beautiful tassels. They're starting to dry. And in here, you can see Our squash plants are thriving, lots of squash blossoms, and we're starting to get zucchinis as well. And over here we have our second potato patch, which is also a monstrosity. Just totally chaos. Over here we have our sweet pea flowers, which also need assistance. They need to be trellised and connected to these poles we put in for them. We have 3 hibiscus plants here, and we've already started a few more since we now have 2 different types of hibiscus. Yeah, our bed looks pretty sad. Everything is pretty squished down from the rain. We have beautiful peas, so many new flowers, and baby peas. So very exciting in this bed. Things are growing really well. So as some of you know, this bed was kind of chaotic for a while. We've moved a few things out. It still looks chaotic, but things are definitely less crowded now. And now that our spinach has started bolting, it started to bolt and show its flowers. Everything looks very squished right now though, so I apologize about that, but we're hopefully going to clean up this bed soon and get a few new things going in here. And then over here we have the monstrosity that is our tomatoes right now. Like I said with the cucumbers, it has been a few days since I've lowered and leaned these guys, so it's probably time to do it again, and it's definitely time to clip these leaves. As you can see, they're sort of running into the basil and making it hard for the fruit to develop, but we can see under here, it's just starting. And then we have parsley that got spread out accidentally. We have a few shallots tucked in there, which is another good reason to clip these tomato leaves today. You can also see that is a sucker. Definitely need to get rid of that. And then we have more carrots. These still are gonna be a couple of weeks until they're ready to harvest. This looks much better in here now. I've suckered the majority of the cucumbers and lowered them a little bit. As you can tell, they're already kind of starting to wrap around, which is good. It means they will start hanging with their fruit soon. So this is what the watermelon looks like today. One of our tomato plants looks really sad.